Episode 115, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clinton Navigator Bowman. I'm joined by the other wheels of the Tri-School of Doom, Joshua, Jeremiah, JJ, oh so sexy, Piedra, and Keith Dwayne, Shadow Haxter Mitchell.
Hey,
What's
that
up,
fast.
boys?
Yeah,
I'm good.
what's going on?
I
I'm
would
feeling
love
even
to-
better now that I know the General Rom can shank people. That's just hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, just be happy he can't shoot people. I'm just saying, people would get like up in arms about that shit.
Can he shoot people? Let's see.
Yo, we're also joined by our resident Nintendo nerd, William Shadows Cock. William, what's up, Bren?
Oh boy, it's good, man. It's good, boys. Just playing the new Zelda. I'm like, so great, so excited.
So you stole a Wii U from Nintendo World. All right, so Nintendo, he lives on. Oh fuck, the connection got garbled. All right, so we got a couple things we got to talk to. So E3 is a big thing. Let's talk about that first because the major thing is it happened. A lot of stuff came out from it. You know, demos and gameplay and Overwatch memes.
Oh,
For
shit.
Overwatch
conferences.
means what?
You know, play of the conference.
Oh, I like hearing about that. I mean, that wasn't really a big part of E3.
You know, but some of the bigger parts, I mean, the really big parts about E3 is the games. Like, it's the games, it's some of the features. We all got a chance to see what we liked. I got a chance to see a demo of the first case for Phoenix Wright, Spirit of Justice, and I loved it. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for this game. You know, I know Will got a chance to actually rock with Zelda Breath of Fire. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, what is it called again? Is it called Breath
Breath
of
of the
Fire?
Wild.
Breath of the Wild?
Not Fire. Breath of the Wild, but yes,
I'm
Fire.
sorry, I missed that game. I'm sorry. I missed Breath of Fire. And, you
Breath
know,
of the Fire.
I know Keith had his games that he enjoyed, and Josh had his games that he enjoyed. So let's all talk about that. Let's all talk about that real quick. You know, what game did you see at E3 coming out besides Will? Because we already know. You know, coming out of E3 that you really really enjoyed. Keith,
Are we talking all of them?
all of them.
Well, Forza Horizon 3. I was really hoping that was coming out, and
Yeah.
at least that is confirmed to be legit. God of War looks really legit. Days Gone, even though from what I understand, it didn't get a really big reception. It looks pretty good. The premise sounds cool. There's also a game that was not highlighted during any of the conferences, which was Gravity Rush 2, the sequel to one of my favorite Vita games. They have a really nice trailer for
Vita
that.
games? What's that? Don't you mean a sequel to one of your favorite PS4 games?
Well, it's technically, since I never played the remaster, I can't say that.
I thought the
I
Vita was a
planned
dead
on it,
console.
but I never did.
Yeah. I know. I love messing with Vita owners because you know
We
that
got
console.
We got to see some more Gears of War 4, which is pretty cool.
You know what? Gears of War 4 actually had me hyped though, especially with Laura. Like we talked on the experience with Laura Bailey coming out to talk about the game, and I'm like, oh shit. I mean, Laura Bailey can make
You just
anything
love
better.
Laura Bailey. That's
You
the
damn
reason
right. I
you're so
will
hyped.
take her from Travis Willingham in a heartbeat.
Good luck, man.
But Travis is such a cool guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to him. He's actually pretty cool. I hope he doesn't hear this, and I hope he doesn't see me at Otakon this year and kick my ass.
What's Otakon? What's that?
Just saying. I hope that doesn't happen. I wouldn't want to get my ass kicked by Guile. It would just feel bad.
Heck, and Travis is freaking slow as heck, so yeah, you don't want him.
What else? I mean, there was a lot of stuff at E3. Not just games. I'm glad that Microsoft finally acknowledged the Scorpio. I really wished that Nintendo, that Sony had at least talked about the Neo. I just felt like it was more of a let's wait and see where Microsoft is doing. Sort of like, you know, E3 from way back when, where they both were talking about doing the same thing, but Microsoft went first, and Sony was like, we're not going to do that now.
No, they did that. They did that. And it was just like they did that. What was it? 2013 E3.
Yep.
And we all know that. So
They confirmed it.
Think,
They confirmed it afterwards and said, you know, after the reception they got, they rethought their plans. That said, could we see some changes for the Neo?
No.
If from what everybody's saying is true, which has been so far, that we'll see the Neo sometime this year, then no, we won't see any changes. But if the system gets pushed back till next year, then yeah, we will see some changes.
I don't think it'll match up. I mean, if Microsoft has been working on this for as long as they say they have, then yeah, I can see like Microsoft still having the edge. Anything else you were looking forward to?
There's a lot of stuff. I really couldn't sit here. Like Mafia 3, I'm
Oh.
really looking forward to Mafia 3.
Yo, Mafia 3 is gonna be legit.
And that's just from a black man's perspective. I really want to see what they
From
do
a
with this
black
game.
man's perspective?
No.
Oh,
You
shit.
have to understand how the game is actually being developed and what they're doing. Like they're actually using racism as a mechanic in the game.
Oh, kind of like Gangs in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, so
The movie?
you're like there are certain places where you're not supposed to be, or you're not allowed, or how how blacks were treated in that time period. So
So okay, this is gonna be the 1600s. All right, cool.
1600s.
Right,
What
right.
the fuck?
I'm kidding. It's gonna be like the 1940s.
So I'm really interested to see how this goes. And I haven't really been a fan of Mafia, but I've been following Mafia 3 for quite some time. Even though people have been telling me I should play the Mafias,
Yeah.
so I probably will.
Mafia's are legit though. Like this game's actually pretty legit. I mean, I still think Yakuza is a better game, but that's just me.
And also the last thing, Microsoft's announcement of Xbox Play Anywhere. It's not going to kill Xbox One people. It's only going to help.
Yeah, and people are still saying that. So like, good
Well,
luck.
they don't fully grasp what Microsoft's trying to do. And if anything, if Xbox One does fail, Microsoft has this as a gaming service now.
Yeah, so
I
they
think it's a
basically
smart step.
they future-proof themselves, right?
Pretty much.
All right, Josh, you had anything that you look forward to coming out of E3?
Nope.
Josh is like, fuck no.
Dang.
Next.
The only thing actually had me interested was Detroit Become Human, because after seeing the trailer for it last year, I really wanted to see what this game was about, and it's kind of like Mass Effect on steroids in the fact that you have choices you make in every situation that you're in, but it's not just like, all right, do choice A, B, or C. It's like, all right, if you do choice A, then you possibly have an outcome with B and C. If you do choice B, then you have possibly A, E, F, and it's like there's multiple branching paths depending on what choice you make. So it has like numerous outcomes, which is really cool. So you can actually build kind of like your own character and your own story as you try and be an android in a world where androids are supposed to be servants to the human population, but some androids want to be humans themselves. So it's actually really kind of intriguing. I'm always, I always love stories like that about, artificial intelligence. So it's kind of like a really cool thing for me. But outside of that, I mean, I know there's a lot of good stuff out there that came out, especially in the Sony camp, like God of War 4 and basically the remastered Crash Bandicoot, but I never played the God of War series, never played Crash Bandicoot series. I know I'm probably missing out, but a lot of the stuff was just not tailored to me. I didn't have any interest in a lot of the games that were coming out. So yeah, the only thing I was looking forward to is Detroit Become Human. The rest of the stuff, like, I mean, I don't even know who fucking Norman Reedus is. So like,
Blasphemer.
so I don't even give a shit about Death Stranding. So
You also forget
whatever.
that Will, you also seem to forget, or you may not know, Josh doesn't give a fuck about American cinema or television. So I expected the whole Death Stranded thing to be lost on him.
Yeah, because the last time I went to the movie theater was 2000 when I went to go see Armageddon with Bruce Willis. That's the last time I was actually in a movie theater. And I mean, American cinema these days, it's all about fucking like either superhero movies or big blockbusters with 9 million fucking hours of CG all combined into like 2 hours of crap. And I'm just tired of it. And I'm also sick and tired of Hollywood just taking the source material and fucking it. The latest thing is the Warcraft movie. I did not see it, but my friend Joe spoiled it for me, and I am a huge Warcraft, lore buff. And even though Blizzard oversaw this movie and approved the script, they changed fucking everything from the lore in that game. The only thing they kept in there that was actually true was the fact that Anduin Lothar and Khadgar killed Medivh. That was the only fucking true thing that they kept in there. Yeah, Garona basically does kill King Lane. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert. But in the actual game, she rips the fucking king's heart out. In the movie, she slits his throat. And Varian Wrynn was supposed to be in there. He was supposed to be in that room to witness that, which is a big catalyst why he hates the fucking Horde. He wasn't even there. It was Anduin Lothar that flew over from fucking Karazhan to actually witness this. I'm like, what? How did you fuck up that fucking point in time? I mean, that is one of the biggest reasons why Varian Wrynn hates the fucking Horde. They kind of killed his father in front of his eyes. Like, what the fuck?
Hashtag spoilers.
Yo, epic Josh rant.
I'm gonna call that epic Josh rant. It's more or less like, I mean, I'm just so fucking done with American cinema. I'm so fucking done with them taking goddamn source materials from anything. Maybe video games, comics, whatever, and just fucking having their way with it. I don't want that shit. I want true adaptations. I want to see what I love on a fucking big screen.
All right, and here's this thing, right? Here's the thing, right? And there's a lot of arguments that was made, and I made these arguments with people that, you know, big fans of the Harry Potter series, and Harry Potter is kind of like a big culprit of this. If you took the book and you put it into the screen play as is, you basically taken a reason away, and it's a marketing decision. You've taken a reason away from people to get the book. Like, if you change up certain things, it kind of changes up certain things. People will sit down there and like, oh, and you talk with people that are big fans of the series. They'll tell you, oh no, this is different because in the book this is different, blah 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 blah. It, like with Warcraft, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. You know, I'll tell you that much. I mean, I just came from a school trip to watch on Thursday Alice Through the Looking Glass. Completely different story. Like, a completely different story. A sequel to the original Alice Tim Burton movie. The movie was freaking great. Just the pure story behind it was great. The original Alice, I wasn't a fan of because it changed too much from the story. But I see where you're going for. I see.
Yeah, I guess the problem is with me. I guess I'm just a purist, and I kind of guess. I mean, when I say this in my columns and stuff all the time, that I always watch the anime first before reading the manga. And that's kind of the reason why, is because I know, because of, you know, a lot of the shit I followed here in America and the way Hollywood basically fucks it up. I just don't want that ruined for me on something I love like anime. So that's why I will always watch an anime first before reading the source material. That way I don't turn into a fucking purist and just ruin everything that I could possibly enjoy.
Right, but because you played the game before watching the movie, yeah, it kind of ruined it for you. And those things are inevitable. Especially the way they do it.
Yeah, so I kind of took us off topic here. Yeah, Detroit Become Human. Detroit Become Human. I'm expecting good things from this game. Rest of E3 can suck my left nut.
Anyways, Josh, you know, that's pretty much, you know, what they want to do. I mean, yeah, it's inevitable.
Yeah. Well, actually, I should tell you the truth. There is one other game I liked, but if I talked about it, I would steal Will's thunder. So with that being said, Will.
Then you have
whoa!
Yes.
I never said everything I'm looking forward to.
He said you hated everything. That's because I swore you said that. Did he say that, guys?
Josh said that, not me. Shut up.
No, I think it was you.
Don't put words in my fucking mouth.
Is that possible to do?
Because I was about to guess. Was it? Are you talking about South Park, Josh? The fractured butthole.
No, he's talking about your Zelda game, you nitty.
I'll be honest with you, man. One game. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Crash Bandicoot, you know, trilogy because I did play the games. And nostalgia. Look, nostalgia drives the day. It drives business now, and it's just what it is. But you know, I'm really looking forward to
Somebody's playing Overwatch.
I'm really looking forward to it simply because, you know, I haven't seen these games in several years. And, you know, it's something that, you know, I like platformers. I enjoy platformers.
Then you'll love my number 9.
You can, my number 9 can suck my left nut.
I'm just
2
saying.
more days.
Platform.
2 more days until like Monday where it says we're delayed again. I'm like, no, but honestly, Microsoft came out the woodworks with some really good games, and it blew my mind. Like the amount of Xbox One games that came out that were announced and were just beautiful. Like for example, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Dishonored and stuff like that, but I'm interested in Recore. I am definitely interested in We Happy Few, and I'm certainly interested in Forza Horizon 3. Like I'm a racing game fan.
Yeah, and what
Keith
I
might
will
be,
point out as well.
but hold on, Will.
Sorry.
Hold on, Will. Keith may be a racing buff. And I may be a racing fan, but like our enthusiasm for this game is almost similar. Like I think Keith's only beef with it is the fact that there's no motorcycles.
Well, it's not a beef. I just think that it's time for them to bring those into the game.
You're
I
right.
mean, Project Gotham Racing is one of my favorite racing games series of all times, and it got that much better when they put bikes into the game. When
You're
they
right.
put bikes in the game, it was like, holy shit, this is fantastic.
I mean, that's what you loved about Draft Club.
I think Horizon. I think Gotham did it better.
Right.
We'll
But
never
it-
know because
Keith, you're cutting out, bro.
we'll never know how good bikes could have been because Sony.
Yeah. But then I look at Sea of Thieves and I'm like, yo, that game might actually be a lot of fun.
Oh,
And then you got PlayStation 4. Detroit Become Human might have been honestly, a lot of people saying Horizon Zero Dawn is the best game to come out of that. They're fucking smoking drugs. Because I'll be honest with you, Detroit Become Human might be the best game out of that whole bunch.
I can't say that, but that's
No.
your picks.
I can definitely say that, even though it is my opinion, but I can definitely say it because of the way that game was presented and because of the sheer. Listen, Horizon Zero Dawn is a fun game for what it is, but let's be honest, fucking Monster Hunter,
Monster who?
fucking
Yep.
Monster Hunter on the PS4. I'm not fucking with you. It is Monster Hunter with robots. Monster Hunter mixed with Red Dead Redemption and some other shit. Like, Detroit Become Human may be like Heavy Rain or some shit. Heavy Rain meets fucking Parasite Dolls or some shit like, or Ghost in the Shell or some shit. But, yo, the narrative and the story behind that shit is like legitimately there. It's like that narrative is just so tightly woven and and it looks well written. I'm really looking forward to that game. And then God of War, obviously, I'm looking forward to as well. And Days Gone, as much as I'll be honest, as much as I love Resident Evil 4, I might love this game a little more.
Did you mean Dead Rising?
It
that.
does feel more like Dead Rising. You're right, but it had a Resident Evil 4 vibe.
I mean, if you ask me, it kind of had a Last of Us vibe. If you ask me.
And then you also have Pokemon Sun and Moon because I'm a big Pokemon guy, and then you have Phoenix Wright because I'm a big Phoenix Wright guy. So there's a lot coming out. I honestly can't pinpoint. And to be honest with you, South Park: The Fractured But Whole, that game is fucking gonna be great.
The Fractured Butthole.
Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The fact that this game is a ripoff of basically ripoff and like, parody of the Avengers and superhero
of the
movies,
American industry, yes, of
of
film
the
industry.
American movie industry, makes it even that much more hilarious.
And the funny thing is I've wanted to play Stick of Truth, and it was at a time where I didn't have the money to. And I was actually talking about, well, I'm actually just buy it and play it before this comes out. But then all of a sudden, if you pre-order, Fractured Butthole, you actually get Stick of Truth for free as a digital download. So I'm like, well, there's no reason for me to buy it because I'm just going to get it.
Fractured Butthole.
And you know what's funny? And a lot of people are sitting down here saying, like, I'm looking at IGN right now as we're doing this because they did their best at E3 stuff. And they're saying Injustice 2 is the best fighting game from E3. And I'm like, did you not
What?
see Tekken?
Wait.
Did you not
wait.
see
Wait.
Tekken?
Stop. IGN?
Yes.
Enough said.
I just sat down. Did you not see Tekken? Like, have you not seen Tekken? Like, how is Injustice a good fight? I don't even want to buy Injustice.
No. I mean, people will probably say, well, Keith, didn't you write that article about it not coming to the PC? No, I don't care about that. I just don't have any kind of interest in Injustice.
I'll be honest with you. Like,
And now
I
that
want to,
we finally know that Tekken's hitting every platform, it's like, well, yeah, I don't care anymore. I
and
don't
I
care at all.
and the thing is, Keith, I'll be honest with you. Like, I would be interested in getting Injustice because they do have that level playing field mode, and that's the only mode I'd probably play because I'm not trying to have to unlock moves because that's stupid. Tekken and
It's a fighting game. Why should I have to unlock moves?
exactly. At least with Tekken, I mean, I'm sorry. As much as I like, Batman and Static, sorry, Tekken has a better story. Has a better story to it, and in
It's a
Tekken,
better fighting
honestly,
game.
and it's a better fighting game as a whole.
I don't care
You
about
know-
a story in a fighting game. That's the
I mean-
only game I don't care about a story in.
To be fair, Tekken did make you care about the story a little bit.
No, it
like
I could care less.
that's yeah. But then also, if you want to talk about VR, people's like, "Oh, Batman Arkham VR is gonna be legit." I'm like,
That's
"Fuck
nice.
you, Star Trek Bridge Crew," because I'm a Star Trek fan.
Yes, yes, yes.
That game is gonna be nuts.
What was the number one VR attraction at E3? Wasn't it that porn booth? Yeah, pretty sure it was.
Yes, it was.
That's how people think about VR.
Because VR porn would be fucking.
Next.
VR porn and Sword Art Online, the only two things I care about in the realm of VR.
Yeah.
Please give me dot hack. Thank you
And,
very
and,
much.
and you know what? I'm not looking forward to Death Stranding. I love Kojima. I love Kojima as a storyteller, but I'm not looking forward to that game.
I don't know what to expect with that.
I'll
so
be
I'm
honest
like,
with you. I'm literally on the fence with that.
Well,
and
again, they haven't even settled on a game engine yet, so there really is nothing to say about it.
And then you have Insomniac Spider-Man, which is like,
yes, into the veins.
like
Well,
Like-
not just that. The entire Marvel initiative that came out of that saying, yes, we want to do more games with our guys. Fantastic. Thank you.
so Marvel vs. Capcom 4, please.
I'm just surprised. I mean, I know we got to get off this topic real quick, but I'm just really surprised they went with Insomniac instead of, Rocksteady. Everybody was clamoring for them to do a Spider-Man game after Batman. So I'm like, what happened there?
Even Rocksteady, the thing about Rocksteady, right, is like, I like them as a studio, but I would honestly prefer them to go with a completely different, Insomniac kind of shocked me as, like, I probably went with Naughty Dog, because I know Naughty Dog wants to work on something else.
But that's not their
If-
forte.
But if they wanted to go, I'm just saying, if they wanted to go PS4 only, I would have definitely went with Naughty Dog, or even Sony Santa Monica. Sony Santa Monica can make a game. Like, we know this.
We already know what's happened with Sony Santa Monica.
This is true. That being said, we're gonna move off of the
They're
topic.
kind of busy.
I know. We're gonna move off the topic real quick and kick it over to Will. He was at Nintendo New York, and he got a chance to play a certain open world Zelda game that was debuted at a certain Nintendo Treehouse at E3. But just when we thought nobody was gonna care about Nintendo just drops this bomb. Talk to us about your experience playing Breath of the Wind.
Before I get started on that, you're not gonna
Wild.
have my impressions on the game, on what I'm expecting for
Thank
E3.
you, Josh.
You're not gonna ask me what I'm expecting of the E3 show.
No, Josh corrected me.
Yeah, he called it Breath of the Wind. It's Breath of the Wild.
He keeps doing that.
Look, that name is too fucking long.
Breath of the Wild. It's just that simple.
Look, A Link to the Past is shorter.
Oh,
Breath
okay.
of the Wild. 4 words.
Four
Link
words,
to
but
the
short.
past. 4 words.
Yeah, but they're shorter words and easier to remember.
Sa. I might as well get on the demo. So yeah, I was one of the lucky 500 to actually snag a play appointment for
Wait.
playing.
Stop. Appointments?
Yes.
Appointments.
Yes, throughout of E3 weeks, since Tuesday's review, they basically had time slots for 500 people, and for me, I scheduled myself for a Friday, so then for a Friday night appointment to play Breath of the Wild, and so basically, like when I first got into the station, is basically first they shut off the E3 review trailer, and you know how it is when you're seeing a freaking movie theater? Like, my eyes were just bleeding just seeing the trailer again on a big screen. Afterwards, the employee describe basically there's two parts of the demo. First part is basically 15 minutes, basically do whatever you want when you want. Basically explore here, go there, and basically cook anything you want. So it's basically
That's
free
cool.
roam. The next part is basically a 20 minutes. It was basically story wise, is basically showing the moment that Link wakes up in Hyrule from the Great Plateau and show about seeing the old man and raising the Resurrection Tower. And that's where it pretty much ends off. So the first part of the free roam, I mean, I could go on for days, but I'll try to make it as short as possible. But basically, it's huge. And they say it's only that the demo is only 2% of what the game's gonna be. I could only imagine how big it's gonna be. I mean, it's I was talking to another guy playing with it, and it's almost like a mix of Skyrim, Monster Hunter, a little bit of even the soul system's stamina system. I know the stamina is basically they taken back from Skyward Sword, but when I was playing this game, I got reminded of pretty much all these different games I've heard of the industry in Zelda right now. It's like because you're so used to having the Zelda games like introducing one new innovation or so. In Breath of the Wild, it's everything. The stamina, the weather, all those things. Like one thing when I was playing with the demo, I was first trying out the hunting because one Eiji Aonuma and all the rest of the creators emphasize that you can no longer get hearts from cutting grass anymore now. You actually have to cook and forage items around you. So that they emphasize that. I was just basically like getting mushrooms. Yes, they have mushrooms. Getting mushrooms, baked apples. Heck, I even have to go hunt for boars to get like fake steaks to cook over the campfire. And yeah, another like two new things they also added in is regarding to one they emphasizes a stealth mechanic. Basically, they're on the lower corner of your map is basically they show you how much noise you're making. Yes, they're incorporating a stealth mechanic in a Zelda game.
That's weird.
Why you
And
say that? Why you say that though?
and Keith,
Keith,
you were
Why
saying?
did I say it's weird?
Yeah, why you say that?
I don't know. Just stealth in Zelda.
Yes. And like basically like if you're gonna be hunting boars or any other animals, you really have to utilize like the crouch and using the tall grass to hunt boars and sneak up on your opponents on the buck goblins. Another thing that they also introduced it is a weather system. Basically it takes notice of the surrounding weather if we are in a high mountain coldness or in the hotness of the desert. Because Link will react to the weather around him. And if you're up in the cold without the proper cold loading, you will lose hearts. So therefore, you actually have to customize your character. And if you remember in the trailer, you could customize your armor, dress, shoes. Hell, you can even go shirtless Link if you want to. So yeah, fan service for there. And
Sexy Link. Hot body
and
Link.
Hot wait, oh sorry, different game.
and another thing is that, and with the enemies, like again, like any other open world games like Skyrim and that sort, this game really takes emphasizes regarding to item management because any weapons, any items that you find, they do have a limit, and like once you use them up, they break. So you have
Yo,
to go
what
pick up.
game just recently had that shit? Oh my god. I can't remember what game it was, but it reminds me of something. I'll get it eventually.
Mm-mm-mm. So any items that you find, they will break, and you have to like keep on getting new shields, spears, all of that sort because they do have a limit.
Ah, Monster
And
Hunter.
yes,
Shit.
exactly,
Yeah.
Monster Hunter. And when I was facing off my first Book of Goblin, another new thing they incorporated in the fightings, there is a perfect dodge system. Like once you dodge an enemy swing perfectly, time just basically slows down. You can pretty much go fury swipes on him. So if you manage to go to basically do a perfect dodge a la Bayonetta, it's like holy crap! You can do a lot of serious damage to enemies. So there's a lot that, and going to well basically and just trying to wrap it up quickly is basically like there's also like the shrines. Like basically it's like small little puzzles that you can do once you with your Sheikah tablet. Basically emphasizes new abilities like magnetism, cryostasis, or the fire rod.
Cryostasis.
Well,
We
yeah,
talking about
actually,
Zelda still?
yes, I'm still talking about Zelda. Yes, basically
Like,
make
I'm confused too. I'm like, what's going on?
Yes, and I'm just trying to wrap it up quickly, but basically there's just the shrines because there's only like 5 shrines they showed off in the demo, but supposedly there's gonna be hundreds of shrines from like magnets, building ice blocks. There's just a lot of things to do. Hell, I was just so lost to just like going one spot to another. I was like, there is just not enough time. I mean, to do
And this is a
this.
Wii U game.
Yes, it's a Wii U game. I mean, again, I want to go hunting. I want to take out this boss fight. I want to. I mean, hell, you're just chopping down trees and seeing it just drop into the freezing lake is like, holy crap! There's just so much to do. And I mean, and the last and reaching at the end of my the first part of that was basically I reached up to the Guardian, which is like the big tendrils that shoots laser beams out of its eyes.
Pew
And
pew.
and also, yeah, and just quickly briefly mention because like any items and even the enemies have a level on them. So I was seeing one of the employees play, and basically there was one bokoblin carrying basically like a very like a champion's broadsword basically, and pretty much one shot killed Link. So you have to actually pay attention to enemies now because if you're not careful, you're just gonna go straight into death.
It sounds like they wanted to turn Zelda into like a Western style RPG.
Again, it's incorporating all the games that we know. Again, Skyrim, Monster Hunter, all these games that we have previously that's already been done with, but put it on a Zelda title. I mean, while has been done before, but once you see it in Zelda, it's like, god damn.
So you said you talked to some people, right? Did you happen to meet anybody that didn't like what was changed in the game? Did you see anybody talking about that had thought the changes were negative? Because I'm really curious about that.
I was talking to the other people who have played it. From what I've seen, the only minor complaint, that if anything else, is, I mean, it's not really much of a complaint, but I'm trying to remember what he said. But basically, it's just like the only thing is just the voicing, really. That was just a minor complaint. Like finally hearing a voice in a Zelda game is like, eh. I mean, yeah, the narrator's gonna take time because I think it's probably just a throwback to Navi's like, hey, listen. It's like, okay, that can get annoying, but that was just a minor complaint. I have not heard anybody complain about what this demo had, and of course,
Huh.
it's still a demo, only 2%, so there's still a lot more to go for. And yeah, it's just a lot. And just quickly, just summarizing, going to the second part, which is story based. It's basically again like if you've seen the trailer, basically you basically start with Link waking up in the Grand Plateau, and you have to start getting your basic equipments, the arrows, the swords, all that. Then you finally see the big world of Hyrule, which is again, it's huge. Once you actually play it and actually see the world, it's like, holy crap, this is the Skyrim equivalent of Zelda.
I guess it's a good reason that I did hang on to my Wii U then.
and, and yeah, yes. Also, yeah. Before I forget, because they brought back the stamina system back from Skyward Sword, but they really emphasize again because everything you do, attacking, jumping, everything, it takes stamina. I was immediately reminded of the Souls game because from that. There was one time when I was like swimming across probably like a 10 feet wide lake. I was swimming, and it's like, holy crap, I'm scared for my life. Everything I do takes stamina. It's like, holy, like climbing. Oh, yeah, even the climbing system is, yeah, that's also basically emphasized, which can climb anywhere you see, you can climb, and it takes stamina, and you have to really manage stamina, equipment. You have to manage a lot of things in this title. So that kind of inspires a bit of fear, but at the same time, excitement. So if you want to think of like something of a Souls game like that, I think that's a pretty close comparison. And just wrapping it up, basically, you meet the old man in the trailer, basically showing off the glider, but basically you raise up the Tower of Resurrection, and the Tower of Resurrection, which is in different regions, they also serve as fast travel points as well. So if you want to go to one spot of the area, you could quickly fast travel right then and there. So as with any other open world games. And as I reached to the end, I reached up to one of the shrines, which basically have the magnetism power, basically pulling off iron blocks or anything iron and manipulate them any way you want. And then this is the last thing I did in the demo is basically like there was an enemy in the shrine, and they're basically using the power of the magnetism. You could basically fight the enemy in typical fashion using the swords, any weapons that you got. But basically, what I use is basically I use one of the iron blocks to make my way forward, and basically use that iron block and squish that enemy flat.
Oh.
You could, again, this game emphasizes freedom. You could either kill enemies the typical fashion way with bows and arrows, or you could just like do something that's completely out of the box, like using the environment, using blocks to just like squish enemies, push enemies into the drink. Freedom is the main theme of this demo. Like whatever you want, wherever you want, customize your link. Go up there. Like you want to go to the tallest mountain, go right ahead. You want to make a campfire, cook some food to get ready for the trip, go right ahead. Hunt, sure. It's just so vast. I cannot stop singing its praises. Just like wherever you go, you can go there. Cook, hunt. It's just amazing and this is only just 2%. I'm just excited how they're gonna expand upon this, like with different regions, different shrines, and what kind of powers they have. And briefly as well, they also incorporated like there will be amiibo support, and if you have the Twilight Wolf Link amiibo, you can use it as a partner with you, so you don't have to be alone. Instead of having a horse, you have a AI wolf with you to travel along with you. He can help you gather items, help you hunt. And if you have save data, which basically have extra hearts, your AI wolf will have extra hit points to help you along the way.
That's cool.
So in case you want to invest in a Twilight Wolf amiibo, that's another good reason. But again, just to wrap it up, this demo, freedom, whatever you do, you can do it. And how basically customization, the vastness, how even the music, just listening to, just taking it all in. Hell, I just wanted to sit there, just view the vastness of Hyrule, like the different environments, and like hell, I even just want to go like just sit on a campfire, just passing the time. And another quick, nice little feature they had is that once you make a campfire, you can actually use it to like speed up time as well. So it also which restores your hearts. So just wrapping it up is, again, the demo itself, this Zelda title, freedom, vastness, do whatever you want, take on the enemies however you want, and just do what the hell you want. It's just mind-boggling. I cannot wait for 2017 to come out. It's just
No doubt.
amazing. Okay, I know it was went long with it, but
All
yeah.
right. So I mean, obviously we got the point. Zelda is really, really good. So I mean, if you had the option to buy it, for those of you that have a Wii U still, which is like what 75% of this podcast, would you get the game based on? Would you get the game based on what he got a chance to play it at?
Yeah,
Or would
I
you
would.
still wait?
No, it sounds absolutely terrible. Just kidding.
I mean, how dare Nintendo take away my hearts from cutting grass? I mean, yeah, thanks, Nintendo.
But yes, and like again, just heck, even climb up a tree is just satisfying enough.
I can
Grab
climb up a
apples.
tree in my backyard. Why do I want to do it in a game?
Because you don't get bark burn.
Yeah, and doing cooking over the campfire, just enjoying the vastness of Hyrule. I mean, like it's just so much fun, so much fun. So yeah, 2017, I cannot wait.
It's getting pushed back to 2018. They forgot to tell you. It's coming. You'll see.
Right. So that being said, let's move on. We have a final topic that we want to talk about, and it was kind of something that we were talking about before the podcast, and it was bothering us. Really just trying to figure out what truly defines a console generation nowadays. Now we know back when it came to at least the third, fourth, and fifth console generations, what defined the generation for the console was the amount of bit processing that it was able to do. So for example, the Sega Master System and the Nintendo NES and Famicom, they were 8-bit consoles. And Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo were 16-bit consoles, and then you move on to the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn as 32-bit consoles. But we were Josh, do you want to elaborate a little bit more on that? Since, I mean, I'll be honest with you, you are a more eloquent speaker than I am.
Well, obviously, but
Okay,
yeah.
you know what? Fuck you, alright? Because I'm very eloquent too, but still, I
You just said
can't-
he was better, so you can't.
I say
you
he's
can't
better.
reboot it now.
I say he's better. I'm just saying I just can't really explain it as concisely as he can.
So he's
My,
better.
my French fries would like to meet your salt, by the way. That was for Carl, who I know can't speak. So anyway, yeah, we were basically talking about it, and back in the day, we basically know generations of consoles by their power, kind of like the 8-bit era, 16-bit era, 32-bit era, and then now we've got quote unquote the computing era, where basically now consoles are basically like computers now. I mean, we got DVD players in them, we got Blu-ray players in them, we can go online with them, surf the internet, download games, all this good stuff, watch TV, record TV. If I could make yourself breakfast, you got a whole shit ton of stuff you can do with the console now.
Wait, they can make breakfast now too?
Hey, you never know. I mean, hell, EverQuest 2, EverQuest 2, you could type /pizza in there and have Pizza Hut deliver a pie to your door. So.
Are you serious? I thought that was a joke. Oh my God.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, with the Xbox, when Xbox 360, you could totally connect Pizza Hut. Like, I'm just saying.
You could, but yeah. So we're kind of like thinking about what defines a generation, and the answer to us was the next leap in power. But now we're faced with the new consoles that are coming out: the Scorpio, the Neo from PlayStation, and now the Nintendo NX. And now we're saying, is this the 9th generation of consoles? But usually when we have a new generation, consoles get a brand new name. And out of these 3 consoles, the only one that's getting a new name is Nintendo, the NX. And even still, the NX is basically in catch-up mode, where the point where it's going to be, I guess, along the lines of current PlayStation 4 and Xbox One technology. Now, the Xbox One, for example, yeah, we have the One S coming out, which is capable of streaming 4K resolution video, but not playing 4K games. But the Project Scorpio will take care of 4K gaming as well as VR. And if you saw the specs on the Scorpio from the E3 conference, and this is pretty much comparable rather to a high-end gaming PC, which can run you in this day and age between $1,500 to $2,000. So now we're thinking, is Scorpio, since it is a huge leap over Xbox One, going to be part of the 9th generation? But it's not getting a different name. It's in the Xbox One family, which is what is making this so confusing. And we haven't seen the specs for PlayStation 4.5 or Neo or whatever you want to call it yet, so we don't know how powerful that console is going to be. Is it enough to call this a Generation 9, or is it going to be Generation 8.5? So now we're actually asking ourselves, well, if these lines are blurred so much as it is now, what really defines a generation? What is the actual root of a generation? And my thing is are there even generations to begin with? Why isn't it just not the next console for that developer? Like, all right, we have Nintendo, all right, versus the NES, then the Super NES, then the N64, then the GameCube, then comes out with the Wii U, and now the NX. Every single one of those is a step for that company and doesn't necessarily have to line up with other companies that they're competing with. So what is an actual generation? Are there even generations to begin with? So I guess that's kind of what we're trying to debate here tonight.
Pretty much.
All right, so does anybody want to start? Because, I mean, this is a loaded question.
Well, I'll start. So, like it was already mentioned, the previous consoles were defined by bitrate, like you said, 8, 16, 64, 128. And since we've moved past that with the PlayStation, generation gaps have been defined by how long the hardware has been available for purchase, or not just purchase, but architecture type, strength, power. So PlayStation did it, PlayStation 2 did it, PlayStation 3 did it, and consoles along with them, and then obviously the PlayStation 4, the Wii U, and the Xbox One started off this one. So the question that we're trying to figure out now, well, the answer that we're trying to figure out is now that Scorpio is coming out next year, PlayStation Neo will probably be out this year, and the NX will be next year. Should they be considered the next generation? Should they start off the next generation? And typically, answers like that were pretty straightforward. Yeah, they would be, but the NX is the only new one. The PlayStation 4.5 or 4K or Neo are refreshes. So
Right.
they're not being called like PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2 or whatever they're going to call the new Xbox. So
Xbox
technically,
2.
the only new generation of console would be the NX. So yes,
Okay.
it would kick off the new generation, but it's just like when the Wii U came out. It kicked off the new generation and it was crap. Sorry,
Yeah,
Will.
but here's also the thing here too is we talked about generations being defined by the next leap in power, but it's only a leap in power for Nintendo. It's catching up to the current consoles, so would that even really be considered the kickoff?
But they're
It's
not
more or
even
less
catching
catch
up.
up.
They're not
They're
even
not
catching
even
up.
catching up because the PlayStation
Well,
Neo
it's not even
and
catching up. It's supposed to be surpassing, and they're not surpassing. From what
because of the PlayStation Neo and the Scorpio, the Xbox
the Scorpio, the Scorpio has just kicked everybody in the pants. So, I mean, hypothetically, the NX could be the next generation jump, right? And then the Scorpio comes out, and it's like, oh, we just kicked off the 10th generation, or the 11th generation, or whatever it is now.
Yeah. Because you did say that it will launch later this year. The
What, the
Neo
Wii U?
at least. The Neo at least.
That's what they're saying. Who knows?
Yeah. So and we don't know, and we really don't know what's coming. So I don't know. It's a question. It's a really really loaded question, and it's scary to answer because we don't really understand. Because all right, well, let's take a look at the Scorpio versus the Neo because this is actually kind of a good semi-topic in this one. We know what's coming out with the Neo. We know what's coming out with the Scorpio. They don't know what the clock speed is, but we know it's an octa-core. They both will have octa-core processors. Do we know what's going on with the NX though? In terms of processor?
I don't think we do. All we know is it's possibly run on Android.
Right. And then, well, wait, it's possibly going to run on Android?
There was I don't know if it's actually truth or not. So I'm just going to paint this as rumor, but there was a story quite a while back that there was a possibility that the NX was going to be Android based.
We don't know what it is just yet. There was a rumor, but that was dispelled a while ago.
Oh, it was dispelled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
That must have been dispelled alongside the Stewie Griffin controller.
What?
That big ass fake controller that we're going around.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so I think personally, I mean, as far as like the early days when it's like 8, 16, 32-bit, I guess we can call those eras more than less generations because it had a clear definition. But now I don't really think there is such a thing as generations. I think it's just more or less, all right, this is so-and-so's new console or the next one
Right.
down the line. I think that's pretty much the best way we can describe it because, when you say 8-bit generation, everyone's going to think of, the NES. If you say 16-bit, people are going to think of the SNES and the Sega Genesis, 32-bit. They're going to think PlayStation, 64-bit. They're going to think, God, a whole fucking myriad of consoles there. So, it's really weird. I mean, companies are constantly coming and going with different consoles. I mean, Atari's not making consoles anymore. Sega's not making consoles anymore. Hell, video game industry was started by fucking Magnavox, and where the hell are they? So
That made
That's
shitty
a-
TVs.
yeah, so it's really hard to say, what consoles belong to what generation. Where, yeah, you had 8-bit technology, you had 16-bit, and you could easily define it there. But this day and age, fuck generations. It's like,
And-
all right, this is the company's next console. I think that's the
And
best
you were
way
asking,
to do it.
And you were asking about what happened to Magnavox? Philips bought them out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know
Another
that.
shitty
It was-
company
it was-
buys a shitty company.
It was
Got
a
it.
rhetorical question.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. No, but I mean, you're right. It's a question that can't truly be answered anymore. What defines a console generation? I mean, honestly, if we really had to make mention of like, and there was a question going around that says, "Will consoles bite the bullet?" And well, you bite the dust. Excuse me.
Yes, they're already dead.
Why? Why you say that, bro?
Okay, I know a lot of people are going to bitch at me about this. I know a lot of people will bitch at me about this, but the Neo, the Scorpio, these things are being designed around the fact that 4K is a big thing. Or we want to use for 4K, but you look at them, downloads, being able to download digital content, they're upgrading them now. They don't fit the mold of conventional consoles anymore. They haven't for quite some time.
I don't think we've had a traditional console since the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube and the Xbox.
I mean, the Scorpio,
and even then the Xbox was completely different for the fact that it actually had a hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, the Scorpio is the latest piece of, the pie. It is a freaking gaming PC. It is. Look at that.
Look at the specs.
It's a fucking PC. And anybody's like, "Oh no, it's not. You're just a PC fanboy." Guys, come on. We should.
I'm sorry. A game console has no right being 6 terabyte.
Well, no,
6 terabyte
I
GPU
can't
power.
say that.
No,
you can't
especially
say that.
since the last one was only around 1.4.
But no,
teraflops.
that's just progression of power.
And-
So you can't say that.
That's a huge
that's the course
progression
we
of power
run
in terms of consoles.
Well,
I'm just saying, and then octa-core processors and shit. I'm not feeling. Again, I agree with you. It's not a freaking console anymore. It's a PC.
it's a middle ground. It's not a straight console anymore. We're
So-
surpassed that. The only thing that will probably be a straight console again is the Wii U and the NX, Nintendo's consoles,
Right.
because again, these things do more than just play games anymore. You're streaming media, you're watching 4K content on it, you're streaming to Twitch and YouTube on it now, you're recording gameplay, you're adding hard drives to it. You're doing all these things that you used to typically do with a computer. And that's Microsoft big game plan right there, regardless if they say it or not. The Scorpio is pretty much, you don't need to buy an HTPC, don't need to add an HTPC. You have us. We do all this now. We're good to go.
And this
Hey.
was back. And this was good. This was well back into, again, like I said, going back to the original Xbox. I mean, the original Xbox was positioned, if you modded it correctly, as an HTPC to a degree.
Somebody put an article out. Actually, a couple people did, saying that the Neo is Sony's attempt to say, "Hey guys, don't go to the PC. You can still game just like you want here." And it does have some validation to it, because there have been more and more reports people going to PCs to get all their eye candy and performance. Now, excuse me. That said, I don't agree with all that 100%. People leave for various reasons, but Microsoft, more so than Sony, has been trying to become that all-in-one box for your living room space for quite some time. That was their original vision with the Xbox. They did it again with the Xbox 360, and they mentioned that from the get-go when they brought the Xbox One, saying, "We want to be your all-in-one. We want to be your all-in-one space in the living room." So the Scorpio I think, is their latest attempt to fulfill on that promise. And with the specs that they have, I agree. It looks like it really could. Now, the big question that I have, and this is really kind of weird, is what is it going to look like? Because I'm sorry, I am completely smitten with the design of the Xbox One S. That is a sexy console. And if
Right.
anybody doesn't think so, you guys are crazy.
No, that console is banging.
That looks beautiful. So
It does, and I'm sitting next to a gaming PC that I spent around $1,900 on. That is pretty much, well, it's a little bit slower than the new Xbox Project Scorpio, because hell, I only have a 4-core processor in this. But I do have DDR4 memory, and I don't think the Scorpio is going to have DDR4 memory. If it does, then holy shit. But
I wouldn't
it's a
be
pretty big
surprised
tower.
if it
It's
has
a server
DDR5.
tower.
DDR. Take it back.
Yeah, so it's a huge server tower, and it's got liquid cooling. It's got airflow in there. I want to know how Microsoft's going to fit that kind of power into a fucking thing that's going to fit on your shelf and have enough room for everything else. That's going to be really intriguing to see, Because if this thing is not the size of a fucking 1980s VCR, I'll be shocked.
Wasn't the original Xbox One the fucking size of an 1980s VCR as it is?
I still have it. I can take it out of the closet if you like.
Like,
yes.
shit. Like, I remember my old 1980s VCR. Like,
it
come
is a
on.
huge monstrosity, a brick of terror that you
that
can actually
shit
take
was heavy.
and smack somebody in the head, and it would actually knock them the hell out because of how big and heavy it was.
I mean, the GameCube would knock somebody the hell out.
No,
and
no,
still
the
work.
GameCube was a kitten compared to the original Xbox.
No, but what I'm just saying is like when I got the Xbox and I took just the box, I'm like, this is heavier than any console that I've ever had.
I could take the Xbox, the original Xbox, drop it on something to break it open, like nuts or something. I'm pretty sure I could drop it on a brick and smack the brick in half. Not that I would try and do that, because I kind
That's
of
not.
want to keep that system just for like when my kids go there. So, Dad, what game system did you own when you were growing up? Because I could bring them all. I'm like, here you go.
The GameCube, though, I mean, that was a weapon. I mean, shit, that thing had a handle on the back.
Yeah.
You grab it, and it used like an oversized pair of brass knucks and knock someone the fuck out.
Dude, do you not remember the video where they freaking dragged that shit with a car, fucking smacked it with a hammer, like
Yes.
threw it out the window, put in Super Mario Sunshine? Hey, it's still working.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, whoa! I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what Scorpio is going to look like.
Or cost. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
or cost, because like I said, that's pretty much a $1,500 gaming PC that they've got right there. And I mean, even if this thing launches next year and prices and technology go down, I mean, I'm sure Microsoft is also getting this shit like at cost or like
Hell
wholesale
yeah.
cost. But even still, at that, you're probably looking at $1,000 to build this, and no one's going to pay $1,000 for this console. And I think I agree with what you said in Slack chat earlier, Keith, that this is probably going to be a $499 console, and that Microsoft's going to be eating about $500 off of each console and try and make that up through software.
They're going to eat that hard.
Oh, it's gonna be
$499
amazing.
to $599 is the absolute most they can charge for this. They're going to eat the hell out of this
If they
console.
charge $600 for this machine and people don't buy it, it's gonna suck. And
But people are going to buy it because this is the latest and greatest. There are elitists out there who want a console alternative to a gaming PC, and when they see a $600 price tag on something equivalent to a $2,000 or $1,500 PC, they're going to fucking buy it.
you're not wrong. I mean, I see gamers on PC already like moving towards buying like 4K ready video cards and 4K Keith has a freaking 2K monitor in his house already.
No, I don't.
You don't have a 2K monitor in your house.
I'm sorry. I thought you said 4K. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I have three of them.
Like 3 of them. One that has his PS4 hooked up, the other one for Keith and Angie's computer, and one for himself. The better quality one for himself, but still, like I'm going for a 2K monitor. Like gamers are going to get to the point where they're going to be touching 4K monitors because 4K TVs and monitors are coming down in price at a rapid rate.
If you want to compare the PC landscape, once upon a time, 1080p was the sweet spot. We've progressed to 1440.
Yeah.
That is the sweet spot now.
Absolutely. Like I'm looking at like if I was to go look for an actual 4K monitor right now, and I'm gonna go to Best Buy because I can actually walk in, a 27-inch IPS LED 4K FreeSync monitor from LG is $450.
Yeah, and 4K televisions are also getting like eerily affordable. Like I saw a couple like 46 inches for like $450 to $500, and that's like bigger than my 1080p plasma 42-inch, which I paid $1,700 for back in the day.
LG 49-inch 4K Ultra TV, a smart Ultra TV, is $600.
Yeah, so this is the reason why we're getting 4K consoles, because 4K televisions are starting to become so affordable that it's only a matter of time. I mean, just like people replace their CRTs with 480p TVs, and they replace those with 720s, and they replace those with 1080s, and they replace fucking LCD and plasma with LED. They're going to be replacing those 1080s with 4Ks because
Dude.
people can afford it, and every electronic device will fail. And when your 1080p fails, what's going to be the thing you buy? You're not going to go buy another 1080p TV because you're not going to find them. You're going to find 4K at an affordable price. You're going to have a 4K TV. So now you're going to have a 4K gaming console to support it.
Like
it's
right
only
now.
natural.
Like right now, I have a 50 I have like a 48-inch 1080 TV sitting right next to me in my living room. Insignia has a 50-inch TV.
The devil.
Alright. Look, it's Insignia and it works. It's like their Best Buy brand monitor, $480 on sale right now for a 4K smart TV. Come on, son. Like it's the future. It's inevitable.
I already told Mo, and she doesn't like it, but I really don't give a shit. Come say September, October, I fully plan on buying a 4K TV, either directly to Best Buy or going through QVC. But yes, I will have one because I am going to get the Xbox One S
So you're
for
gonna
review purposes.
So you're gonna put it in the living room or you're gonna put it in your room?
Fuck no, it's going downstairs.
Oh, you're gonna put it. So you're gonna stack up your downstairs first.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
but
stack upstairs. No.
That being said, I mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I love this 1080 TV, this 1080 TV is off the chain. If I had the opportunity to say, you know what, let me upgrade my mother's living room television, I'm going for 4K Ultra HD TV. Why? Because I'm going to put hell. If I had the choice, I'd put a 4K prepped HTPC just outside for my mom to watch TV.
If you're buying a TV now and you can afford a 4K TV, there's no reason not to. Especially if you're planning on getting a 4K player, Ultra HD Blu-ray player.
Fuck it.
There's no reason not to.
I got an Amazon Fire TV right now in my mother's living room, 4K ready.
Yep.
And here's the scary thing. It wasn't even this year. It was last year's CES. Motherfuckers are already experimenting with 8K resolution. They're already fucking working on the next generation beyond 4K, so this isn't even over yet.
Oh, no. They're already past 4K. They've passed that a while ago.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude.
It's not consumer ready.
Yeah, but they're testing that shit.
Oh, hell no. It's not going to be consumer ready for fucking years. I mean, but they're already working on it.
Like, 8K TVs. Yeah, you're right. 8K TVs. We saw that shit at CES. That shit was crazy. I'm like, 8K TV? Really? So, and on top of that, we have 4K movies and shit. So, come on. It's the future. Get with it. I mean, I would say don't let anybody discourage you if you have the, like Keith says, if you have the money right now, go 4K.
It doesn't make any sense not to do it.
And if you're on PC right now, go 2K. You know what I mean? Go 2K and stuff like that. Like just future-proof yourself, and that's how I see it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about this a little more later on because this is a loaded kind of thing. Final thoughts before we get the hell up out of here.
Loaded was such a great game back in the day. I missed that game.
Great ass.
I'm sitting here. I got my Xbox One on. I have my Xbox One on all day.
I'm actually playing some Xbox One right now myself, playing some Dark Souls 3.
And I was looking at the Forza 3 Ultimate Edition, and I'm sitting down there like,
it sucks, dude. No cars.
Huh?
I need my toy car.
I know, but it's like, I mean, I want to get that. I would love for somebody to get that for me for Gran Turismo for my birthday. Like, legit, because it comes out right after my birthday. Like,
oh my god,
nice.
this Christmas holiday is gonna be fantastic for racing fans. GT Sport and Forza Horizon 3. Enjoy.
Oh man, if we see another racing game, if we actually see an F-Zero game coming out of Nintendo and just surprise.
Well, isn't Codemasters F1 2016 coming out this year?
That's next. No, that game comes out next year.
You sure? Could have sworn I saw some say it was coming out this year.
You talking about F1 2016?
Yeah.
Let me take a look. Oh yeah, F1 2016. Let me see. Video game.
Eat your heart out, racing fans.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to come out sometime this year as well. You're right.
Yep.
And then there's MotoGP 16. Valentino Rossi the game. And then you got a NASCAR game coming out. So like racing fans will like have everything.
Whereas he said NASCAR.
Well, according to
then he said racing.
According to PC Gamer, F1 2016 is supposed to be coming out August 19th.
So there you go.
There you go. All right, final thoughts, everybody.
And just to briefly say as well, there's in the Legend of Zelda as well, they also have shield surfing as well, so you can slide down the mountain with the
Yo,
shield.
fuck Zelda.
I think Link's been trying to do that for a while now, actually.
This is true.
Super Mario 64 did it before with Turtle Shells. So saying.
Hey, shield surfing.
And since I don't really have any final thoughts, I'll just default to my favorite phrase I've said over the past few podcasts. I like pollywogs.
I'll be honest with you, speaking of Super Mario 64, you know Super Mario 64, it will have its, I want to say 20th anniversary next Thursday.
Oh, I
Oh,
pre-ordered
yeah.
the Xbox One S. FYI, I did.
Like, is that next Thursday? And then Sonic the Hedgehog will have its 25th anniversary next Thursday as well.
Nobody cares about the later Sonic the Hedgehogs.
No, but I mean, look, two games.
Yo, that's
two
a game
games.
we should stream. Sonic Generations, because that was actually the. Can I say the last best Sonic game that we got?
I mean, Sonic Colors came right before that, and that was actually pretty good.
It wasn't really that good.
Oh, come on, don't say that.
It wasn't.
Sonic Colors was the return to the platforming aspect. Like,
It wasn't
it was.
that good.
Look, listen.
Not.
I mean, Sonic Generations would be a damn good game to stream if it was optimized properly for the PC. Like,
God.
I was just saying, it was optimized properly for the PC. That'd be a damn good game to stream.
Crap upon crap.
Yeah, but Sonic Generations was a good game. Like, no joke. But on behalf
Oh,
of...
you know what I saw? Not real
What's
quick. I was looking earlier. The Wii U emulator. What's it called? Semu? SEMU.
Yeah.
I saw it running a version of Smash, running it pretty freaking good. As
they're
well as
making movements.
Zelda Twilight Princess.
They're making
shit.
movements.
They're making a lot of progress.
Do you remember the Dolphin emulator that does GameCube and Wii U? Like,
Oh yes.
And oh man,
I
how
have
good
it.
that game! How good that game!
Yes.
Damn.
Back in the day when it came out, it used to need a powerful PC and it would kill it. Now it's like, oh, perfect, thank you.
Yep. CEMU. Oh, that like right now, all he really needs is 4 gigs of RAM minimum, yo. Like, it's crazy, man. Like,
and hopefully in a couple weeks we'll have a review of one of the Xbox updated controllers because I also ordered a customized one.
You put the order in for the custom. On behalf of Keith Mitchell, Josh Piedra,
We did.
and Will Koch, I'm Clay Navigator Bowman. Josh, take us out.
Godspeed to all you
and
out
drown
there
us.
in Radio Land. Peace.
Buddy!
Yeah, I did it. Me and Angie stayed after designing like 3 of them.